this video will be for the room. I know we're long Nugget. You know, we've been long since the 2017 area. Basically, let's look at Nugget from a perspective of the big picture. It is a 3 times ETF, so um, there are big moves. Again, let's look at market structure with Nugget. Okay, so we put in a low here, 348. Price started rallying. We took out swing high here. Took out another swing high here. We'll move this one, bring this one over. Price settled above it, just like gold, but it couldn't stay. And you'll see the move here is a lot deeper than the move gold made below this second swing high. Technically, which says once we settle above it, we're in a bull market. Okay, so we're looking at a bull market in Nugget, also in gold. But since Nugget is a 3 times ETF, you'll see that the move down is much deeper move here than we had with gold. Okay, so we put in a swing low here. We put in another swing low here. Now you're going to see, contrary to gold, we took out this swing low with this swing low here we're putting in now. Okay, again, what you have to realize with Nugget, it's a 3-time ETF, so some of the parameters that we look at with normal markets, we can't really look at those with gold, as far as this low being lower than this low. Now, with some of our formations, this will help us as far as putting in lower lows and lower highs. So, moving up, again, we put in a swing high, put in another swing high. Remember, on gold, that was a double top, but I think we took that high just a little bit higher in Nugget. So Nugget stretches a little further this way, and it stretches a little further this way. Okay, so market structure, basically we took out that swing high. Market structure, we're looking at a bull market in Nugget, but Nugget's moves are going to be more exaggerated than a normal market. Okay, so we're going to blow this up and dig into our price action a little bit more here. Okay, so let's zoom in here. Here we go. So let's see what's happening with price action. So obviously we put in the low, made our highs. We will look at counting our swings now. Okay, let's go. We put in a P1, P2, P3, P4, and our high P5. Okay. Now, if you take notice, before Nugget took off, see this area in here, actually this whole area here. Okay. See how it resembles this area here. Very similar. Small bars, builds a corner, starts to take off, little dip, then boom, we go to P1. Okay. I don't think we put in P1 or any pivots in this move we're starting in. So what we would do with Dr. Andrews, looking at formations, we come put in a high, a low, a high, a low, and another high. Okay, so we put in basically a 5 pivot high. So what Dr. Andrews would do to try to give us an idea where this is going is he would draw some lines on a chart. We're going to put in a 0 through 4 center line and do some action reaction lines. Okay. Now we're going to see if these lines have any frequency. And see what's going on. Okay, man, look at that. Amazing. Okay, so what's going on here is price. This is not really one of Doc's formations. This is just basically a 0 through 4 center line. And Doc would draw these lines as an action-reaction line. So for every action here at P5, there's an opposite and equal reaction. And this will be R1 right here. Okay? So we look at R1. So this is a measuring device to where if price goes up to here, as above, so below. Price should go to here. So it goes to R1. Okay, you can see where the 0 through 4 center line has nice frequency. See how price gapped it there. Comes down, bounces, doesn't have the strength to get back up to the 0 through 4 center line, which this is here. And this is the way we read price action. Comes up, doesn't have the strength to get there, so it's weak. Comes back down, tries to walk the R1 line. One more chance. Zooms it, back tests it, and loses it again. Okay? So now we're at R2. Okay? So what are we looking at here? We're looking at prices at R2. It needs to hold R2. If it doesn't hold this R2 line, we have a high probability of going to here to R3. Okay? So this is a way to measure price action and see what it's doing. Now let's look at this move down here. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to count our pivots down because this is the swing that's down. We're hoping this downswing is over, and now we're going to have another upswing. Okay, so let's look at it. As far as how are we going to basically number this downswing. Okay, checks out. So we're looking at P1, P2, P3, P4, and this could possibly be P5, question mark. Again, we have similar downswing pattern and an upswing pattern. So what do we have a formation here? Okay, so we put in a high, we put in a low, we put in another high and another low, possible an ISEP, but it's kind of fragmented here. It's hard to say. It could be right here. So if we looked at, say, this being P4, let's see if we can draw some lines to see where we are. Here, again, we got the 0 through 4 center line. Now we're going to take some action-reaction lines. Okay? So what we have here, boom, center line, AR line, R1 right here. We're going to see if price can get us to R1. Just like when price fell out of this move, it went to R1, it's at R2. If we lose R2, there's a high probability we could go to R3. That means P5 is not in. Now, is P5 in? We don't know for sure. But it's looking like with this pattern here, we got some nice counts. It's looking like P5 could be in, but we have to watch price action here. Just like price action here, you see when we got to R1, it didn't even bother with the 0 through 4 center line. It just gave it up. Bounces, goes to R1, tries to hold it, can't, comes back tests, gone. Okay? So what we're looking at here with R2 is we need price to hold this line. Okay? If price can hold this line, we're going to go back up here and put in a P1. We'll put in a P1, just like this, put in a P1 here. We'll put in a P1, we'll come back, probably walk this, come back in here, put in a P2, P3, somewhere up in here, P4 and a P5. We'll probably retest these highs or be higher than these highs, okay? We just need to be patient and watch price action. Now, we have other tools we can use here also, as in pitchforks, Obviously, right now, I don't have enough uptrend movement to be able to put a pitchfork on this price action right now. So what Dr. Andrews did is he used different tools for different areas. You can see here now, price is getting stretched to the downside. Okay, price got stretched here, put in a P5, and price gave it up. Now price is getting stretched this way. And what price generally does, it oscillates. It'll go up, it'll come down. It'll go up, it'll come down. So what we're looking at now is we want this R2 to hold, this R2 line right here to hold. You can see how it's catching price. I mean, we can move it a hair if we want. I mean, we're catching this pivot right here, pivot 1. We could catch 5 right there, but it doesn't sing to me. It's a little bit of artwork also, drawing lines. So for right now, we really want to keep this R2. Price come up, it's come off it, lost it, then it got to the 0 through 4 center line here, and you'll see how price, with our 0 through 4 center line, get on there, see how price came down once it got 0 through 4 center line. If this was weak, it would have hit this line right here, and then it gave it up. Just like it hit here, and just like it hit here. See, it hit here, gave it up. Hit the R1, gave it up. Right here, when we hit this energy point right here, where both these lines intersect, that bar, if we were weak, it would have given it up and we'd go down to R3, okay? But it stayed there, got above this 0 through 4 center line, then look how it gapped R2. See how it gapped R2? Boom. That stuff, those are tells. It gapped it. Now we're walking R2. We need to hold this line. If we settle below it, we might have a little bit of problem, but we've settled below it before and it's held it. So I'm thinking P5's in. We're not 100% sure. Once we can get some separation off this line, we're going to get up here, back up to this R1, which will put us up around 25. This is pretty strong right here. It's walking the line. I'm not sure it's going to give this line up. To me, it's showing strength. Right here, you can see where price gets down to R1, can't get up, loses it, comes back, hits 0 through 4 center line, loses it, comes back, tries to get up, loses it, and she's gone. I would think if we're going to lose it, we'd have lost it right there. We still could lose this, but in my opinion, we're probably going to hold it and rally.